So we discussed earlier Daddy Gio's son, Pastor Leke, who was selling wristbands, and many people were accusing him. We've seen a few different sides. But there's another hypocrisy that many have discussed in church, which is actually quite interesting. So I was having a conversation with some people, and they were complaining that a lot of church leaders, female church leaders, other pastors' wives in Nigeria, who, before Jackpine, used to be very conservative. They wear their hat, their skirts below their knee, in their mommy geos, never see their hair. Suddenly they get the jackpot, maybe their husband gets moved to America or to Canada, to the UK. Under 1 month or 2 months, these same mommy geos start wearing trousers. They leave their hair on the pulpit. Some color their hair. So I am wondering, mommy geo, what happened? That if I try this thing you're trying in Nigeria, they'll cut off my head. I remember also when I went to, they invited me to speak in my church. It was a the women's program. Office. And I was one of the, I think I had an MC or something to read, and I got trousers, right? I didn't even think, I forgot that I'm in church, that we don't allow trousers. I wore because it just matched the outfit. So when I got down, the first minister that came to me, Auntie, we don't wear trousers on the pulpit. I said, I'm so sorry, I forgot. Wow. But these same people still travel abroad. And mommy Jews are ready to wear trousers. That's part of the hypocrisy. I'm not saying that is the folk, but that's part of the hypocrisy we see even within the Christendom.
There's hypocrisy all around. I used to ask people questions like, the people who brought this religion to you, this Christianity to you, how do they dress? Even at the time that they brought it, how were they dressing? So for you, because a lot of people, at that time when you just newly give your life to Christ, everybody's like, you have to stop wearing some things, no more short skirts, it has to be long, no more trousers, it has to be a dress, your hair is meant to be covered, blah, blah. They give you all sort of rules that just keeps you in alignment with what they believe. It's the right way to reach God. Because there is no template that says, the only thing I know in the Old Testament was do not wear what pertains, a male must not wear what pertains to a female. But we here now define what pertains to a male or a female as trousers, forgetting that they are male and female trousers. They are sewn differently, they look different. But in our understanding at the time we picked up the religion, but they forgot that the people who brought this religion actually wore those things to come and even preach to them in the first place. And so they put all those laws, don't do this, don't do that, and people take it hook, line, and sinker. Now, when these people become exposed and they travel, they are now face to face with the people who brought this religion, and they see how things are done. They change without coming back to apologize to the people they've held their destiny by telling them not to dress a certain way. Because if your hair has been covered for a very long time, and probably you're not washing it, and there's a guy around you that likes you, not
even
like you
single
anymore.
Girls.
Yes.
There's a lot of single girls who, because they want to be pious, they wear their hair, and then they don't let themselves go because they just want to wear a certain kind of dress and certain outfit.
For that for church and for that kind of Jesus that they are. Because I always tell people, if you're coming to me to preach Jesus, you have to look good. You have to give me something that is exciting for me to follow you. You can't look worse than I am looking and I will follow you. I don't want that kind of suffer. So everybody just picks, I'm telling you now, everybody just picks their side. But the thing is, the hypocrisy when you receive a message. So there was a time I was praying in the room and my spirit told me, cover your hair, right? And I picked up my scarf and covered my hair. That it only happened once. And the next time I was praying, I didn't hear that, and I went ahead. Now, people take that message, because then I had an opportunity to be preaching in church, like regularly. I would have just gone to the church to say, we have received instruction from the Holy Spirit that everybody here must cover their hair. That message wasn't for the crowd. That message was for me at that time. I don't know what happened. I don't know how it happened. And now, when I change tomorrow and go back to coloring my hair, I cannot come back and tell them, I've received another message, let us color our hair. I leave them hanging. And it breeds a lot of resentment because they're looking at this pastor's wife who have traveled and they say, so this woman deceived us, she can do this. So I think whatever message you receive personally, use it for yourself. And allow the people, just tell them, be modest in your dressing. We don't want anybody exposing any part of their body, but be modest in your dressing and leave it like that.
Let me come to, I have Obi. Abi, good morning, Abi, from OPIC. Welcome to you. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay. on this issue of him making $1 million in kindergarten, on the issue of making $1 million,
The wristbands.
it's $1 million by selling wristbands.
Yes.
Honestly speaking, I don't see it as an issue. And as long as you do a business legitimately, whether or not you're a pastor or not, it doesn't matter. What matters is you saw an opportunity, made use of it. He could have sold it for ₦1 per one. And fortunately for him, his father is privileged to be the son of let me not use the word, of a pastor who happens to have a big congregation. So that ₦1, 1 million people, on a Friday we have more than 1 million people coming for Holy Ghost service. So it's really not an issue. I can even use software business, for example.
Right.
If I hear somebody talking about land, they want to buy land, and I'm like, software sells land. Software doesn't know me. Software sells land, but because I've seen software on TV. You understand? So I expect that, she will do a good business, she will do well, to do them right. So whether she makes her $1 million in 2 weeks, it doesn't matter. What matters is, it's like this, and he's trying to encourage someone and say, you know what, any small thing you find in your hand,
do it. Thank you very much, AB. Going to the issue of the pastors' wives.
Yeah. So for me, I think that there's a lot of pressure on being a pastor and being a pastor's wife, more in Nigeria than in other parts of the world. I cannot speak for African countries, but I've been in other parts of the world, and I've attended churches, and here, it's like it's shocking to be a pastor's wife. Like they sacrifice their lives and all of that. So when they have opportunity to go to other countries, they're able to relax. Vacations are like, oh, I don't have to sit up like this. Pastor's wife was like this all through church service today.
I saw your pastor wear shorts. Your pastor's wife. I saw her wearing shorts. I was like,
are you serious? Please, I was so happy to see her wear, because really Nigeria just puts so much. The religious body puts so much restriction on, especially pastor's wife. It feels like they are imprisoned.
Yeah.
If you speak too much, the way pastor's wife was laughing on the pulpit today. The way pastor's wife was speaking on.
Not laugh decently. So why don't we allow the Nigerian pastor's wives to just be?
Nobody hold them.
There are a lot of marriages are having issues, because they are trying to just be like Mommy Gio. But unfortunately, maybe the husband the pastor's wife, the pastor's husband, the husband himself, they have seen the light elsewhere. Unfortunately, his wife has not seen the light. And then she's also, a lot of frustration is going on, and people are just being hypocritical about the whole thing.
That's one angle. Another angle is the fact that when you're in Rome, I cannot, no matter how comfortable I am in my body, I will not wear a bikini in Nigeria. Because in Nigeria, we don't wear bikinis.
Who told you that?
Age range.
Who told you?
In my official age range.
I wear bikini. So where?
BC, come on.
Yeah, 0.0%.
0.00%. We don't. It's not normal. But even the swimsuit we wear is the one with cyclists that gets to your thigh as per children of God.
Yeah.
When you reach the abroad,
Yeah.
no matter how the shape is.
We don't want to copy that one, no. Please calm down.
I'm saying when you get to Rome, you behave. And
wear bikini.
The pastor's wife will not wear bikini.
I'm not saying pastor's wife. I'm saying that when you get into the setting,
Yes.
churches that are in Nigeria that they don't allow wearing trousers, go to Winnipeg. When you get to Canada, they relax the rule that allows them to wear, because you cannot wear.
Why? Let me give you
have to wear trousers because of the cold. You must wear 5, 6 under. You cannot wear bubu on top of it.
Let me give you
because of the weather, where the place where you are.
When I was in Nigeria, gym, I used to go to vigil. Vigil was like you wake up, come 5 a.m. in the morning, you're back. When I travel, go America.
You know, go again.
So Pastor Mattel of Varsity Jesus House, New Jersey, he had a vigil, first vigil. I was so excited, vigil. 4 o'clock, we don't finish. I said, we're just saying, yes.
So what's the part of the vigil?
People are going to work. We got to go to work. And I'm like, so when we're there, they stop, vigil stops at midnight. We start from 10 p.m. We finish by midnight. So in Nigeria, the vigil is just starting now.
Yes.
Midnight, just a start. Let me take this call. Good morning, are you there? Hey.
Morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Okay, I want to contribute to the
Yes.
buying and selling things in
Yes.
the church, the
Yes.
handkerchief and all of that. I seriously think it's wrong. And I feel that it has become a monetary thing now, so much that I started things. The house of God in Nigeria, seriously, it's not what they preach to us. Everybody now finds a way to sell something, and that is the buying and selling that Jesus Christ did. We did not need to. I understand that there was mantle and all of that in the Bible, But there are different ways to go about this thing. I totally agree with you. You can bring your handkerchief. If you have an handkerchief, can we teach faith? Whereby whatever you are having with you. Sometimes you are praying in the church and they say, raise your Bible. I don't have a Bible with me. I'm holding up my hand in faith. Can we just do that and not make an avenue whereby you'll be making money? One naira, 1 million
But
is so much
the
for somebody.
handkerchief sometimes work. They do. When you activate your faith in the handkerchief, it does work. Do you know that, right?
You can use your scarf at that time that you're in the church. I'm saying you don't have to tell. It takes away it takes to give people this thing. You divert people's mind.
Right.
People actually have this thing that they take home. You take away what you want to actually preach about. The church has fast become that. Serious, let us know that. And that's our pastors.
Thank you very much.
They actually don't force people to do all of these things. It's always a choice. And that's why you claim to be a Christian must know God for yourself. So if you receive a direct instruction to buy this mantle today, you know because you have received from the Holy Spirit that I'm going to buy from the pastor today. If you don't receive to buy it, you go there, collect your prayer, and you go home. I've been going to church for the last how many years of my life. I've never bought mantle. I've never bought anointing oil. It's my mother-in-law that supplies me anointing oil. She always buys. When she even went to Israel and came back, she gave me, I still have them. I still want original olive oil. I still have one bottle. You know, she's the one, I don't buy all of this. It doesn't mean my prayers aren't answered. It doesn't mean God doesn't listen to or doesn't hear me. It doesn't mean that my blessings have stopped. It's because I know my God for myself. I understand my scriptures. When I need to hold him by the jugular and say, God, you must answer me today, I know the books to open in the Bible and hold him. Exactly. So you must know God for yourself. But even when you don't know God for yourself, some people need a form of help. And that's why some of these things come into play. I will not judge somebody whose faith is low, who decides to buy all of these things because I can see and I will not buy.
Okay, let me take a few,
look down on them.
Let's take a few comments.
I want to come back to this pastor.
We'll come back. Let's take a few comments. You had a few comments.
Yes, okay. So please, there are, as it is, YouTube people are hilarious. They said, I haven't seen BC in bikini, and she claims to wear it. She needs to show us evidence on TV that she actually wears bikini, but that's aside. People are talking about the fact that winter and skirt doesn't go together. Churches abroad don't comply with some of these doctrines they practice in Nigeria. Life is different. The church mostly soft pedal or they will lose their members. Somebody said in vigil, they will drink coffee, eat biscuits, and sleep. Somebody else was saying that, Dame, once it is a pastor or pastor's child, people have a problem. There's a lot of judgment. Nigerians are too religious, but their heart is far from God. That's according to another person. A lot of momijios in Nigeria wear satellite dish as hat on Sunday. It's not what is outside that matters, but what is inside the heart.
Well, the Queen used to wear hats. I mean, the Queen was...
The Queen?
I'm just saying that, where did we get our religion from? So there was something about the Queen's presence, and even those around her. They wear hats and they look like Mommy Gio. So I think that's what is so wrong in looking like a Mommy Gio?
No, of course not. If you will not go later and change. So pick your hustle. I think the pastors' wives and Mommy Gios actually put themselves under pressure by themselves because they want to appear a certain way that they're not really convinced about. There are people who have been Mommy Gio for years. Even when they travel and come back, they have not changed their dressing. They have maintained it from beginning to the end. They travel to different countries. They don't go wear trousers abroad and they wear their skirts to and fro because they are convinced that that is what they want to do and how they want to appear. So anybody who is taking up that position, imagine me as a pastor's wife now. If my husband answers his calling very well and he's dodging the calling, myself, I'm dodging. Imagine how I will appear. Nobody will give me that hat. They dare not. They don't burn you.
How would you look?
I won't even wear it. It's not my style. No, but it's not my style.
You wear turbans.
I will be a pastor's wife with a difference. I will look hot on Sunday.
Hey.
I will stand there.
You'll be distracted our husband.
No,
you'll be distracted our
I
husband.
will not. Because when I'm preaching, you will see miracles happening. You will not look at me.
In bikini.
They will not. I won't wear bikini to church. Now, do I wear bikini here? There's appropriate dressing
for different places.
For different occasions.
So the church
but I will not wear a long flowing skirt, wear turtleneck.
Nobody wants you to wear that.
That is how
we don't want you wearing trousers that shows your hips either.
Exactly.
Am I supposed to keep my hips at home?
Very, very abundant.
No, wait. Am I supposed to keep my... Wait,
so she should have a body hug.
I don't annoy me this
and say that she's covered.
Am I supposed to keep my hips at home?
No, you will. But we don't see your hips displayed on the pulpit.
Exactly.
Oh, really?
So, let me use Morayo. Let me put that because they put you on this phone. Let me put Morayo. So if you have that kind of shape, it is not, and you're a pastor's wife, you will not climb on the pulpit in a way that will now make other people to sin.
Yeah.
You will not do it.
Yeah.
So
the Bible says
it is self-sacrifice that they do, and it's a huge burden.
God bless
but
you.
when they now go to abroad, they are on vacation.
They don't sacrifice again.
They are on vacation. Vacation mode activated.
Let's go on a break. Still discussing this pastors' wives and everything. There's a pastor's wife in my own church. Oh. Hey, you my fine. On the pulpit, lashes, makeup, hot, you know, jump, everything is bam, 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 bam. And everybody, they'll be hushing around. Imagine. Ha, in clinical, they allow her to wear it. They don't allow, you know, because the rules are strict in my church. But this one person, is in Nigeria. Not abroad, though, in Nigeria. But, you know, I now see other pastors where, I mean, when they're talking about it, I know that they also wish they could dress like that. But they feel that they can't because the doctrine, the discipline doesn't allow them to do it. So, I don't know. Would you call that hypocrisy, or do you feel that they are not that the ones not just taking the bull by the horn and saying, you know what, I want to dress this way and nothing can stop me?
Yes. Before we would share our deaconess experience, let me say that, you know, they always say this thing in marriage: what you cannot continue, don't start. So if you must know within yourself, this is what I can do and what I cannot continue. This particular woman, right from the get-go, she was like never coding. She just, this is who I am. This is how I'm going to be. But many of us have been brought up to conform. So when we get into a place, they tell us, don't do this, we just align.
Agree.
And there's a lot of deep-rooted resentment within us that we have. But I feel if you've decided this is what you're going to do, don't complain, don't feel bad. You're already there. Just do it. Which is why when they travel, they feel this room to escape and express themselves, because there's a lot of pressure to being a woman of God, quote and unquote. Even me, because I just usually do things in church. One day I wore off-shoulder on the show, and somebody was able to tell me that as a member of Daystar, how can you wear, I said, please, what is showing? My shoulder. There's no cleavage showing, nothing. My shoulder.
Yeah, but you're not. But you see, the problem, what you forget, let me tell you what Nigerians are forgetting. What you forget, yes, there's nothing showing. Even when women go out, but you see, it's distracting. That's the doctrine. Wow. So as a news anchor, if I'm watching television, I'm distracted because I'm seeing your beautiful shoulders. I can't hear what you're saying anymore. Wow. Your beautiful shoulders is all I see.
So how is that supposed to be my problem? You have a problem to deal with how you see and what you see and what you choose to see.
Exactly.
How is that supposed to be my own wahala?
Okay, let me take this call from Kelechi. Good morning, Kelechi. You're live. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah. Okay, Morayo, the theme of your hot topic is super. I like it. Hypocrisy. You see, the word hypocrisy is, from my own take, is human attributes. Okay? The opposite of it is equally human attributes. It's factored into human being to, you know, to structure, to strike a balance between human and human. To strike a kind of a balance, human construction. Now, let me move to what this said. This says something very important. He said that when he had that revelation, that she didn't, if she were to be a mommy duo, she would have quickly gone to state this in the church. So nobody should do this in the church. And I like that thing she said. See, this is what is happening in Pentecostal churches today. Before Christianity was introduced in our land, we have been having spiritual encounters in our native way. That is a good one. But when Christianity was introduced, it was all these encounters were Christianized. All
right. Thank you, Kelechi, because I didn't really hear very well. It was muffled.
I didn't get it.
Remember there was was it Deeper Life? There was a time that you're not allowed to watch TV.
Yeah.
And then evolution happened, and not a few years ago, Pastor Kumi said, this, you know, that was then, you watch TV. So in the beginning, they said, don't wear this, don't wear trousers, don't do your hair, don't do, you know. But gradually, we have somewhat evolved, and the church is being a bit more relaxed on these things.
Even before the Gio Kumuyi came out to say that, I had an uncle who was a Life member, who they don't have TV in their house, but they watch everything with their laptop. So I didn't know, right from time, it was always something that,
that's hypocrisy.
Yes, it was always something that I frowned at, like, you don't have TV. When visitors come, they won't have TV, but your children have laptops and they watch all of those things because they gist and you will hear. And so everybody's watching, but because we are supposed to be seen a certain way, that's my problem. So there are people who, so we're not all supposed to be the same. we were not all created the same way. There are people who are pace setters. And if you belong to that category, you will be doing yourself a lot of injustice when you align with what is expected. You are supposed to pave a new way. You're supposed to create a new path for others to follow. There are people who God calls for certain reasons. Everybody has their market whose souls are attached to them. There are people you will go and preach to. They will not listen to you because they feel you don't get it. You're not from this place. You don't understand what is happening. You don't understand what I've been through because of your makeup and probably your life experiences. There are people who I will go and meet, and they will like the fact that I look that way and I can say I have Jesus and I have peace, they will follow me. So if you make all of us look a certain type of way, we will lose out some people that were called to meet, because every skill, every gift, every makeup that we have was for certain people to follow us.
So, for example, my mommy Gio, for example, had the people that she was called for. And then this other person that I was talking about also has the people that she can call for.
Someone like me now, we follow that your rugged mommy Gio because she will speak
not rugged, though, she's a fine woman.
I'm just saying, she will speak my language and I will hear
fancy mommy Gio.
Yes. But
let me take this call.
May not want to follow her
because
they won't connect.
You're right.
Take the call.
Abosede, are you there? Thanks for calling. You're live.
Good morning. I like the topic you guys are talking about this morning. You know, I want to first say something about that Pastor
Leke, yes.
Whatever. Leke. You know, there's nothing wrong with his action, making it million. But you should not use it as a yardstick to say to somebody that, okay, he has opportunity because he's a GO son. Other persons might not have such opportunity. So, no issues. You should not use that as, okay, you can do anything to make. A lot of persons can do that wristband and not make a dime because they might not have such opportunity that he has. So, that's not a yardstick to me. But I'm not complaining. He can make millions. It's good. Then I want to say something about this, our appearance. So many people, like you said, they are hypocritical. I was in a church for years that you must cover your hair. I was an usher, I became an head usher, you must cover your hair. But we had a pastor's wife that said she does not believe in that. And the minute she said she does not believe, and she was in the same denomination. And during our time, we had miracles, we had testimony. And me, I was quick to it because in my own heart of heart, I didn't really like covering my hair. But I was doing it because the doctrine of the church said we should do it. The minute she said it, I stopped it. So I believe that it's hypocritical. That will not stop you from connecting to God. Sometimes it's just out of the pastors, they just want to scare you. They want you to behave the way they are behaving. They want to model you the way they want to.
So for what she said, I'm one that believes in being resourceful, and I feel that, and as I said, I'm not attacking what he did. Pastor Leke Adeboye was being resourceful, and I think everybody has opportunities. For Daystar, people sold stickers in Daystar that are not the church or anybody, like personal, regular people just came and sold car stickers, sold key holders.
So the regular member of the RCG had taken a wristband and sold it, gradually
he would have made the same thing. Because people would have bought it. It's not about being the pastor's son. But back to this story about the hypocrisy of things. What some people see as hypocrisy, other people are seeing as respect. What you are calling hypocrisy, somebody is feeling like, I'm respecting the culture of where I am. I would not come into, no matter how bold and confident you are, they no born anybody to say they are going to Qatar, where I was, and they want to go and wear bikini on the streets of Qatar or wear bomb shots, because there is there's an agreement in that society.
Social construct.
That there's a social construct that says this is how we dress in Qatar. Yeah. You cover. So if you come from the east or the west of the world where you can do anything, when you come there, you conform. So sometimes we're seeing it as hypocrisy, but in actual fact, it is respect for the culture where I am.
Nobody's disputing that, but the issue is that within that Qatar, in some areas, because me, that when I went to Dubai, when we were all wearing our hijab, I entered the mall. In the toilets, aunties were wearing what they were wearing underneath the hijab. It's totally, yes, that the ladies were all changing their clothes, looking all hot and thinking, what's going on? So is that hypocrisy where okay, if all of us have agreed within this society that, okay, we are Christians, we must wear this, we must wear that. But when that group now goes to a different community, they're allowed. And that's where we're saying, what is good for the one person
People
should
did
be
not
good for
agree.
the other person. And that's the issue.
Nobody agreed to what to wear in Christianity. Everybody chose what they want to do part-time. And some people did not have a choice. They are part of the congregation or they are wives of someone. So they just had to follow. But in other places where they feel they have a little bit of choice.
People getting angry when Mommy Joes are wearing shorts. Because when I saw your pastor's wife wear shorts when she traveled, I mean, I liked it, I enjoyed it, but I just like,
Yeah, so you say I'm not
I was like,
did she do to her? Which brand did she commit?
I was just thinking to myself, hey, can my pastor's wife ever wear shorts?
Because pastor's wife is not a human being.
I'm just saying, listen, I would like for my pastor's wife. My pastor's wife is very tall and beautiful. She has that model look. And I can only imagine her in really...
You see, that picture you saw was deliverance for so many pastors' wives. Like, seeing that gave them deliverance beyond any other thing. And I'm sure she's recently been more vocal about she's mentoring other people and saying, see, live your life, because 20 years down the line, the church will be 30 years and you'll be wishing that, I wish I'd actually taken my own position more and own my own space. It is not easy being the wife of a pastor.
Let me add this.
It's a tough job.
I know Christianity hasn't given like a standard guide on what to wear and how to wear it, but everything is about modesty and everything is about being appropriate for every place that you go to. So nobody's expecting you to come and wear bikini on the altar. As crazy as I am, I will not even do that, right? But you will not give me a uniform to come and stand on the altar. I remember when I was singing, Redeem, one of the Redeem churches invited me to come and minister. And the person who brought the contact to me said, don't wear trousers. Don't wear trousers. You have to wear long gown. And I was quarreling with him because I said, I'm a rapper. I'm not coming to sing a worship song. He said, no, don't even rap. He said, don't even rap. Come and sing worship song. That is what we want. Yes. So
they change your
for that ministration, I didn't feel it because that wasn't what I wanted to do. But I did the ministration. And before I left the altar, I shall rap my rap. Guess what happened? The rap got me more recognition, more standing applause than even the singing that I did. But I felt not so good because I wasn't allowed to express. Of course, I'm not going there to go and be naked. I'm a married woman and I respect myself. But the fact that I was put in a box, and that is why a lot of people get sad, really, when they are not allowed to express. So my advice now is nobody is stopping you from expressing.
Do you?
If you want to express, express. But use it your full chest, be modest about it, and bear the consequences if there's any consequences.
My daughter, every Sunday we're trying to go to church. She always wants to look for something very, very interesting to wear. We're always asking, Elizabeth, are you done? Are you done? She's always looking for something interesting to wear, and I just get upset with her. Different. But then in church, they now said she was going to be preaching. On the Sunday, the girl prepares since Friday, reading the Bible, you know. Just want me to see my daughter on Sunday to come to my room. Hey, what did she wear? Girlfriend wore a gown, head, scarf, everything. No earring. She just switched. I'm like, hey, what happened to you? She was like a proper mommy Gio. Even when our pastor, our teacher in class, I think, what happened? Instead of calling her pastor, but she immediately looked the part. She understood the brief. She understood the brief. So it's the same thing that, I mean, I think what is in Christendom is that when you are ministering, there's a certain way you expect to look because you don't want people to be distracted.
Pay attention to what you're saying.
Pay attention to the word. Sometimes we feel that, because there was RCCG ministration I was watching over the weekend. It's a different church. It's like a major auditorium in the UK. And there was a beautiful woman, dark skin, tall, had her weave on, and she was ministering, and I was loving her voice. But she looked really good. I kept looking at her dress. That is how much did that dress cost?
Because you don't know.
Because I love the
your
dress.
focus.
Morayo
is your problem.
I was enjoying the music, but I was checking out that beautiful dress.
Yes.
I was looking at her shoes. I'm like, I wonder how expensive this shoes would be. Because
you see your problem. That's not what you're supposed to be thinking of.
But the song, it is in my face. It's in my face.
No.
What do you mean
need to teach people what to focus on.
Yeah.
Put your focus in the right things. You're blaming somebody because you cannot keep your focus. How is that supposed to be her business? It's not her business.
But when you're ministering, it helps.
See, excuse me, so you should
there are people, there are some things like
so you're supposed to look
Their
a
shape
certain
is like
way.
this.
Hold on, talk back, please. You're supposed to look a certain way so that your ministration will not distract other people.
Yes.
Really?
Yes,
But when
yes,
you go abroad, don't you still listen to that same ministration? How many distractions do you get?
They
Even with all the
Yes,
piercings,
exactly.
listen, all the piercings that they have, all those rock singers that play the instrument and all that.
Distracting.
How distracted
I get
are you?
distracted when I
That's
see those
not true.
tattoos.
I do.
Honestly,
I get
I
people
feel
that putting people in a box.
No. It's not a box thing.
A box, I bet.
Honestly, I would say that because the church isn't just for Christians. The church is for everybody. There are people that they come into the church and it's not. There are shapes that you cannot hide, but you wear dresses that will compel people not to focus on what you have on the outside or be distracted by it, but focus on what you are saying. So I'm all for freedom. I'm all for liberty, being free. But I'm also all for responsibility. And with every assignment, there are responsibilities. When you are called to that position, there are responsibilities. That's why I raised the issue of Pastor Leke, that Pastor Leke, when you're a son of somebody at that level, there's a responsibility. It will be sacrificial because you see opportunity and be like, I cannot take it. Same with when you're being a wife of a pastor. There are
I don't agree with that one.
responsibilities that would feel like a
Focus on your
restriction.
focus. Stop there.
And within that
have to
space,
run.
express yourself. But you
Focus
must
on your
understand that the
focus.
responsibility that comes to the role
When
you
you
are
get to
occupying.
church, look at the Holy Spirit. Stop looking at what
Holy Spirit
somebody
is on. There's no form for the Holy
I
Spirit.
don't mind
There's no
this.
form. Human being.
Come
have
on,
to
come on,
wear
be
your
showing
sneakers.
figure
You
eight.
only
Be showing figure eight.
That's why I
on
cannot
the-
do that kind of thing
Anyway,
because when I
on
enter
That
there,
is
you'll be
all
talking to just
Monday. Oh, you guys, you cannot
People
talk
will
about
not
Monday
pray.
morning. Please calm down. You have to run.
Public holiday Monday. Enjoy the
That's
rest of it.
all we can take for today's show. Let